It's no rain or downpour today. Monday, I am working on the parts car for the Cyclone GT. I'm going to try to get as much as I can done on this today and tomorrow, because Thursday and Friday and some of Saturday going to be yanking out the engine and drama queen, or at least hopefully if the weather holds up. There's a lot of stuff on this car that I'm going through. There's a lot of good sheet metal for not only the Cyclone GT, but this right here. I can actually use this for sheet metal for the Cadillac, but I need to see if the gauge actually matches up. Pretty sure they do, but I'll actually have to find the factory welds, and barely, oh, right there's one right here. I'll have to go all throughout the car and find it and cut the factory welds, skin it, and then just kind of cut this section out, because at first I thought I was going to use this for the spoiler on the Cyclone GT, but it's like, you know what, this is kind of a little damaged. I know I could fix it and everything, but I was like, you know what, I'll find another trunk deck. And plus, you know, this would be kind of something for maybe the roof. And also too, I might use some of the roof on this to mold it with the English wheel for the Roadrunner. I think the rear axle on this will fit on my Cougar. I'll have to do measurements. If not, then it'll be for something else, I suppose. I gotta get this door, I don't know, maybe try to get it off. It will be coming off though, but I need to hopefully have enough room to get to that bolt in there. It doesn't look like I'm going to. So I may actually have to warm up the pickup and pull this this one forward at least good 1.5 feet, I should say. So all in all, reason why I want to strip just pretty much the front of the car, so that way I can have measurements from right here, because all October I'm going to be messing with the Cadillac, and then November, you know, take bodies off of frames, and then mess around with the Cyclone GT. So I'm not sure what exactly I want to find on this parts car, because I know it actually wants to split in two spots. I know I wanted to kind of save this car, but after finding out certain other things and reminding myself, it's like, yeah, this car is not very good. And plus too, I actually have an AC unit deal right there to go into the car itself. So I actually have a decent firewall in case if something does happen with the Cyclone GT. So I'm gonna put this down, try to get some stuff off, and I may actually have to warm the pickup up in order to scoot that forward before I go any further on this. Wouldn't take too much, but I need room to get that stupid door off. Oh, reminder, this fender is no good. See the Bondo right there? Yeah. I'm not very happy. There's other fenders out there, but I was kind of hoping that this one would be good, because, you know, I got hit on this side on the Cyclone GT, but it happens in honesty. It truly does happen. Well, enough gabbing. I need to get some work done. You know, I'm going to document a few more things as I go along here. This is pretty much the light setup for the Cyclone GT. And this is, well, Cyclone GT, certain Cyclones, I think also Cyclone spoilers, and Montego MX Broams. I was looking at this, and I was thinking, it's like, okay, maybe the lights go on like this. No. They go on like so. If I can actually get that to rebalance. There we go. Okay, as you can see, the lights right here are an odd angular shape. So that's pretty much how it goes on. And the tail lights. These, I might be able to use both outer ones. The inner ones right here have the double. Mine had a brake light, turn signal, and a backup light. This has pretty much a 2-in-1. This should be turn signal, that should be brake with the backup light. And I need to get this down, because I need to refurbish it just a tiny bit for the Cyclone GT. And I need to get my phone out of the stupid sun. I also need to document this right here and how these go on. Because since the Cyclone GT, Cyclone spoilers, and Cyclones all shared the Montego body, pretty much is how you see everything right here. And of course, Montego MX is the base models. I still want to get a Montego MX and do something specific for it. So, let's see here. This is all held on underneath there. This is actually, I'll take that off. The one on Cyclone GT is actually messed up. So just showing and documenting a little bit on how the lights are on this. So I'm going to put this back down because I've been thinking about that for a while, but now that I got it, and I'll put this down and continue getting this fender off, and then the door, which I got to find a door crank. I'm gonna have to go over to the Cyclone GT and grab that. Which, by the way, someone online I'm becoming a good friend with suggested that I name the Cyclone GT Florence. I might. Needs to be a female name, but have to find out. So how about I put this down and continue on with this stuff right here. Things are looking pretty damn good. I could definitely see that that lower section right there I'm probably going to take out and use for the Cyclone GT. Just kind of sitting here analyzing and looking over stuff, and my rocker panel right there is no good, which is fine. That could be, like, you know, taken out and redone, but the rest is actually pretty good. So first off, Ford product, you can see right there, the 64 Mercury is just the same. This section right here is phenomenal. I don't think this door has ever been off. I only had 2 bad bolts. I think this is the first time this door has ever been off the car. So this entire panel right here I can take off and use for the Cyclone GT, so I don't have to worry about, you know, popping it out. I'm just extremely happy about that. That's pretty good condition. Don't have to worry about hiding the VIN because the paint on that's pretty shot. This right here, I'll use my other one. I'll just heat it and straighten it up. Speaking of straightening, let me straighten the camera a little here. There we go. These are actually junk going to the car. Go into the pan over there. But my panel can be heated lightly and re-straightened. I really am tempted to take this entire top off with the factory welds and transfer it over. I was looking at this a little bit more, poking at it. I went back over to the Cyclone GT to look. It's pretty much tacked in, so if I want AC, I just take out that little panel right there. It's just like on the 64 Galaxy and the 64 Mercury, just take out that little tack panel. The rail, well, straight as a button. I don't see no rust spots, no rust holes, no nothing, in honesty. But this fender was off before. I get a decent angle, because you know how they had that. Let me shake the dirt. Yeah, patch panel down right here, as you can see, and all up right there. So it's pretty much just kind of junk. I'll use some of the other stuff for a patch here and there, but as soon as I got that fender off, it just kind of buckled in a little. So I think they might have straightened that before, and I don't think that was from the damage when we were loading it up, because I think they just kind of got it and pressed it on. I'm just guessing, but you can see the crease right there in the sun. Yeah, because as soon as I got that fender off and loosened up, it just went like that. So tells me something that they forced it on. And I can also tell this is the original part because it's red on the inside, and red on the outside. So I got another one of these. Takes 7/16 to get those off. And I was rummaging a little. I got a license plate tag. Bent it lightly. I need to straighten it a little bit more, but that thing's so good. So I got a license plate tag for the Cyclone GT. So I'm pretty gosh darn happy. I gotta take this flap off, and because it's still pretty good. But I noticed something though, that a lot of dirt collected up in this section right here. So I might need to look into a different seal, or at least make something like this, because this is that odd, I guess, plastic rubber stuff that they're using. Yeah, so all in all, I'm happy. This entire section is just straight, but I want to keep it, you know, back just in case if straightening the Cyclone GT goes wrong. But I'm still kind of thinking about cutting, you know, skipping the middleman and just replacing the rail up over here entirely, because it looks like it's just kind of all derived right there. But once I get the other fender off tomorrow, measurements, a ton of measurements, and I'll see if I'll take off that steering box and compare it up to the 58 Fairlane. I also see that there's a plate on that. I just now noticed. See that gap plate? That's interesting. That's very interesting. But find out about that tomorrow, depending on how far I can get. But today, I got some other things to do in the afternoon. So I've got a lot of progress. Just didn't have to mess with the stupid front bumper. So yeah, I just may end up using this rail, whatever's over here, try to sandblast that stupid gunk out all along right there, and this front little support section right here. So I got tons and tons of measurements to do once I get those tires out and onto a block in the middle there. And I still gotta get that stupid wrench out of there. But alrighty, I'm gonna pick up some stuff, rummage through this a little bit more, and come back to this tomorrow. Alright, so finally got that wrench out. Been there for ages. It's really rusted. 9/16. That'll go, well, almost into it. Before I continue on, I found one of the most darndest things ever. Someone used an Allen wrench for a spacer, so I guess it's safe to say that this door came off along with this fender at one time. One bolt was missing. I mean, you gotta get intuitive and inventive, you know, creative, some way, shape, or form in order to fix your car. Yeah, this is living proof right here. It's in there too. I mean, so far 2 tools, spare tools. But I don't know how good this one will actually be. I don't know if they either cut it off or what, but find out as soon as I get this door taken off. But yeah, isn't that one of the damnedest things you've ever seen? It is for me. That's a first. And I've seen a whole bunch of stuff on cars over the years. Driver's side door is no good. It's starting to rust and fall apart, so that'll be nothing but a parts door. Extremely good skin, so I'll skin it, put it over into the Cyclone GT. Passenger door is phenomenal. That thing's gonna get turned from red to yellow. I'm gonna treat that thing like gold. Everything still works good in it. I'll put the electrical window system in it. This fender's no good. I still gotta take out the lens and the single light deal. So it has the original Ford in it. Is it Formico? Or is it just Ford? No, it's just Ford. Driver's side fender's okay-ish. It'll be good for something. So, and bad news, I cannot use any of the floorboards out of this car. They are all rusted and rotted away. I'm surprised when I even sit in this, it still holds me. Bucket seats are still pretty good, decent. I'll take them out sometime on my day off and put them over in storage, because those are still pretty gosh darn good. They could probably be used for some sort of a older car project of ours, because it's got that kind of look and that setup. I love these kind of old setups right here. Definitely not the original seats of the car, because you know everything's red and this is white. So, and let's see here. Of course, obviously the dashboard's just shot. Can't use the gauge set too much because there's a lot of water damage, but once I have to get it out and see how much damage there actually is, I'll judge and see how much I'm going to use off of it. There's other gauge sets out there online, and also too, sometime I also got to get some a dashboard bought, because my Cyclone GT has the extra gauges over right here. But I do want the AC unit out of this, along with the heater, because I know these older units can be rebuilt. Hopefully it's not too far gone to be rebuilt. So yeah, because it's all right underneath there. So don't think I'll never ever get that off. Not worried about it, in all honesty. Steering wheel, I could use it for something else, buy for some oddball junk box. So yeah, I pulled up some of the carpet. I was gonna finish excuse me, yanking it out, but so much mold and everything, I'll just get a face mask. But as you can see, all the rot right there, it's pretty bad. Both sides are like that, and it's also underneath here too, underneath the seats, all along right there. The only thing that's holding this car together is this right here, and the back underneath the seat. So it's still kind of structurally sound, but it's, yeah, this car kind of wants to fall in two almost. There's also this spot right here. I just kind of popped my fist in there. Yeah, it's starting to rust underneath there too. So this section right here can be used because it all comes up right there. I got to figure out where the factory welds are at. I've never really quite replaced one of these before on, you know, something like this. I know factory welds come up and it fits underneath here, but I want to do, you know, take off the Cyclone GT, replace it. I can also take the other one off too and pound it back, but I may, you know, reinforce it. I want to reinforce the door areas, because it seems like on the older cars anymore, they just kind of become weak. But yeah, it's this spot right here. Look at the difference before we go over to the Cyclone GT. Look how straight it is. That Cyclone GT I'll also spend a month on. All the other cars, you know, not much damage, you know, I just kind of skip around, do a week-long episode on them. And in November, after I'm done with the Cadillac in October, what I can get, I will take that off and measure it up with Cherry Bomb Victoria and see if that'll actually fit on. I'll also have the, you know, the spacer plate and see if it'll actually match over or not, because if it actually matches over, then, well, right there's a power steering unit. And it'll save a lot of people time. So let me hop over to the Cyclone GT and we'll compare this spot here and that spot right there. Sadly, stuff is still scattered around. I'll be picking things up tomorrow, but as you can see, huge difference. So looks like, as I'm looking at things for, crease right there, crease here. Of course, this is no good. And, you know, just kind of heat that up a little, pull it over, and just kind of go from there. Yeah, but yeah, take this off, rebend it. I have to redo some things right here. So yeah, same thing right here. Take the spot off one side and replace it. It's not a big deal. Probably get to this car around maybe April. Well, at least more on the body. I kind of want to get to this more towards the end of October, at the last week, because you know, Cadillac all throughout October, and then get this stuff off and everything. Spend a week time on it. Maybe the 1st of November. Yeah, 1st of November I'll work on this, pull this out, straighten some things up, measure, and then do whatever else is needed. So alrighty, I'll call it there and go inside and do some other things. thank you very much for the support that she's shown us all this time. I don't know why I want to stutter. But you all have a good now. Take care and stay safe. See you later. And thanks again for the support.